Today I've decided to do something I don't normally do, at least in the summertime, and that's go on a midday ride. My wife has a Zoom meeting in the house, and so I thought I'd give her a little privacy. And it's not too hot out here today. It's in the low 80s rather than the mid 90s. The humidity's lower. And of course another reason I don't ride usually in middays because of the traffic, so I'll be extra vigilant today. But I thought this would be a good opportunity to go out and eat some lunch, ride somewhere and get some lunch. Thought I would take an opportunity to share with you what I carry in my little bag on the back of the bike. I don't use the saddlebags because I don't go get groceries or anything, but I do carry my cell phone just in case there's an emergency, flat tire, whatever. Today I'm going to carry my debit card because I know I'm going to stop somewhere and get something to eat, although normally I do carry a little bag of cash and try to do the exact change thing these days. I'm going to carry a hat today because I'm going in somewhere. And also, somewhere in here I do have my mask if it's required. I do carry some little hand sanitizers. Probably a good idea even without the virus. A few assorted things I have in here left over, some salt and pepper and different things I should probably throw away. Of course, water. Gotta have water. And then I carry my bike lock. Cable lock oftentimes in my saddlebag. It does fit up here, but to be honest with you, trying to get it on and off is somewhat of a hassle, so if room is not really an issue, I'll just throw it in here. No big deal. This is about the $35 Walmart version, I think, or maybe Amazon, but it does fine for what I do. Oh, one other thing. In the back, I do carry my garage door opener, so when I get home, it's really easy to get in and out. And I also do carry some wrenches in here, mainly the 5mm is what I would need. I sometimes find that I need to adjust my brakes as I'm out and about. But the hex key, 5mm hex key, and it doesn't hurt. These are so small just to keep the rest of them in there as well. That's really all the tools I carry. I don't carry a patch kit. I did slime the tires, but I figure if I have a flat tire, I'm probably going to have to get somebody to come and help me. So, the cell phone comes in handy there. I've seen on the electric e-bike forum on Facebook where some people say the handle grips bother them, and I can understand that. No matter what shape they're in, if you ride long enough, that rubber against your skin is going to bother you. So that's why I wear my gloves, number one, to keep my hands more comfortable when I ride. And also, if I do take a spill at some point, and I guess if you ride long enough you probably will, if my hands hit the pavement, it's a little bit of protection. I'll go up around the mall today, take the long way to downtown to eat. I do like hitting the greenway. Look, somebody's looking at the bike. I get a lot of questions about it. Kids especially seem to enjoy seeing the bike. But I think I'll do the long way, go up by the mall. I know that's going to be a lot of traffic, so I'll be very careful there. And go downtown and eat at a little Greek restaurant. I haven't had a Gyro. Maybe it's pronounced Gyro, who knows. But I think I'll go get that for lunch. I'm getting ready to ride up one of the biggest hills in my neighborhood. And it's kind of hard for the camera to see how big it is, but I'm going to shift down to maybe 4th or 5th gear and climb on up here. No problem. Still doing 13 miles an hour up this hill. But I do have to pedal a little bit harder than normal, but no problems. Now that I'm back on the flat, I'll go back down to 7th. I usually ride in PAS 3 most of the time. Oh, there's a dog. 3 just feels the most comfortable for me, usually PAS 3 and then 7th gear. Always have to be a little more careful on gravel. All right, out near the mall, really have to pay attention through here. So I'm going to go over to the end of this parking lot and find a stoplight that will allow me to go through to the greenway where I need to be. Alright, here we go. Always check to make sure we don't have anyone running a red light. This is one of my favorite parts of the greenway. This is not a heavily traveled place, but there's a neat little switchback here that goes down a hill. I feel like I'm on a racetrack somewhere. Alright, I see I have someone up ahead, so I'll be careful there. I did buy a new light. I haven't really tested it in full darkness yet, but I've been out in dusk and it seems to do a good job. It's the, I think it's called a Night Rider Micro 850. And quite honestly, it was a little bit more than I wanted to pay for a light. I got it at a local store for about $75. I could have gotten it on the internet for about $10 less, to be honest, but I do like to support local business. And I do know, like with electric, if something goes wrong, I will have some support. And so I'm interested in giving it a shot when it gets darker. But I did bring it along for the ride today. When I get in traffic down here, I'll turn it on again just to be more visible. I think that's the name of the game. And usually when I ride, I also try to wear a white shirt. I don't really have any neon colored shirts, and I'm not sure they would help as much as a white shirt. I think white's one of the most visible colors when you're out and about. Alright, nothing coming. Either way. I'm sure this intersection down the road is going to be a mess today. the lunchtime traffic. Oh, I always hit that pothole. I should know better. I think I'm paying attention to traffic and I just run into it every time. I'm going to try to pull it behind this truck so that the driver can see me in his mirror. I don't want to be in the no-see zone in case he decides he needs to back up for something. There's no bike lane here, but I'll stay over to the right and monitor the cars behind me. Try to get over here when I can. I think that car's going to turn behind me. One thing I've learned is that city buses are the worst. Most of the time cars will go around you and give you a wide berth. I don't know if it's some policy with the city buses, but they blow right by and about take your mirror off. Watch this guy. Try to anticipate what other people are going to do. I think I'll take it up to PAS 5 through this part and just get on into downtown. Alright, up to 28 miles an hour. Sorry about the wind noise. It is breezy out today. Alright, this is why you have to make sure your brakes are in good shape. Caught a red light. And I'll just pull over and let this guy go on by. I do notice people behind me tend to stop behind me. They're very polite, but I would prefer to have them in front of me as I'm off to the side. I will say that I've almost wiped out a few times just because I'm coming up to stop near the curb and I go to put my foot down and sometimes I misjudge. And I've almost fallen a couple times like that, so I've got to be very careful if I do that. I usually always start off with just the throttle to get going and then kick in the pedals. I found that to be helpful advice on the owner's forum. Electric XP owner's forum makes a lot of sense. Especially when I keep the gears in 7th, that'd be hard to take off pedaling. Alright, let's see what's going to happen here. I also mentioned that I like to throttle when I'm passing folks on the greenway and I need to get around them quickly, because if I just use the pedals, it takes a little while for the motor to cut in, but the throttle's instant. Alright. Yeah, a lot of traffic downtown today. Athens Corner Grill. Let's try this. I passed by it many times. I've never stopped here. And the best thing is, it looks like there's a place right here where I can lock up my bike. And of course, I still try to keep an eye on it when I'm inside eating. Alrighty, I have to say that was an excellent lunch. I love to be able to sit down and just eat lunch. I work at a school and we live and die by bells, and You really don't have much time to enjoy lunch. And ironically, back when the pandemic first hit in mid-March and schools were let out, I had a lot more free time on my hands, but of course the restaurants were closed. So, but I really enjoy being able just to sit down and take a break and eat. And I'm grateful that the restaurants are back open now, even at limited capacity. Well, thank you for joining me on the ride today. If you haven't done so, please subscribe. If you'd like to go on more rides, I'll try to put more on there in the future.